That's very sad. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Sunday evening. We're at Heroes Lounge, casting right now. Houseoffail versus Triggered Newbies. And joining me for this cast is Samu. Welcome. Okay, that was also broken. Perfect. Hi.
Hello.
There you are. All right, Samu joining me for this opening segment of technical difficulties. We have a game starting here very soon. We have our map bans. We have a map picked. This is a Division 3 matchup between Houseoffail and Triggered Newbies. Both teams are currently undefeated. They have only played 3 games so far, however, so there are actually other teams above them in the standing. But one team will still be undefeated after this, of course. I don't actually think a Heroes Lounge game can end in a draw? Question mark?
With technical difficulties, maybe?
Yeah. Unsure about that one, but do you want to give us the map bans and picks?
On the side of Houseoffail, we see Towers of Doom and Dragonshire removed. From the side of the Triggered Newbies, they decided to ban Garden of Terror and Ultra Pass, and this leaves us with the map pick by Houseoffail. So we see Triggered Newbies with the first pick, and they pick Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, everyone loves Infernal apparently, and a lot of the more macro-y PvE maps have been removed, I would say. We have the Volskayas, we have the Infernals of the world left, we have Battlefield of Eternity. So anywhere you were just brawl and team fight is where we're gonna see these teams duke it out. And we are close to having a draft here on Infernal, so things to look out for. The spicy picks, I would say Houseoffail has been running what was it, Avarian? Or was that the other team? Let me double check this, because obviously I messed it up. No, Houseoffail, they're running a Ragnaros together with a Mephisto at 2 picks each, and winning them both on the other side. Stukov and Varian, a bit unorthodox picks as well, with some pretty good wins under their belt. They would be, because they have, won all their games, so that makes sense in a way. What do you expect here on
Both teams
Infernal?
are ready. Are we ready to go into the
certainly.
draft?
Absolutely.
Start the draft.
Alright, here we go. Infernal Shrines, what do you expect to see?
I mean, as the Haka main, I would definitely be happy to see the Haka again coming. Else, the usual picks, keep in mind, this is round 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
so
it is.
the Deathwing is loud. We're probably going to see that one banned, as well as Oriel being currently the 2 strongest heroes, or at least considered to be the strongest heroes by the most people.
Yes, everyone has something to say about Resurrect, and it's a very good heroic. It's a very good heroic for sure. We'll see if it gets prioritized here. I believe that Triggered Newbies were using it, so we'll see whether they get to keep doing so. Alright, Kel'Thas is the first removal here from Triggered Newbies. Too much from the Fire Mage, it's a really good Shrine Clear, and more mages being removed here.
Jaina is the next ban coming out from Houseoffail. I mean, both mages have very good clear on the shrine, that's of course. But on the side of Kel'Thas, he just has a lot of fun when you just put a bomb onto one of the shrine minions and he walks straight up to the opponent and then explodes there.
Yeah, it's good value.
For Jaina, there are a lot of choke points on this map where you can just throw your Blizzard down.
Yeah, so that's your Deathwing ban. Do you probably see an Auriel here then? That's kind of my guess. They don't have the first pick, so you would kind of have it open to just snag there for Triggered Newbies. Johanna is a favorite tank of both sides. They're gonna get rid of the Stukov. That's the highest picked support from the Trigger Newbies there, I believe. Houseoffail doing some scouting. I personally know the power scouting can have, and it is a very strong tool to use going into a draft, certainly.
I mean, especially Stukov, the well-played Stukov can turn up so many spots on Infernal Shrine. You really have a hard time engaging into your opponent when they're on the shrine.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick Ariel followed by Johanna. Solid picks up so far, nothing special, but good heroes nonetheless. Okay.
Nice pair with the Greyman here. Probably gonna see another Shrine Clear coming in out at least from the side of Houseoffail. Trina Greyman, they already got the currently strongest tank in the game, or at least from most people favorite tank in the game. With Greyman, a lot of burst damage on an aura attack hero.
Yeah, absolutely. Does a good job on an assassin role of clearing the shrine as well. Like, you leave him in Vorgin form and he can chew up a bunch of minions there. Anubrak is the tanking choice in front of the Vala, so you have the battery, you have a frontliner. Anub offers either peel or dive, so he can kind of do both. Could be pretty nice to have. Varian removed here as well. They're not going to give them any of their favorite stuff here in this first map. This could be something like an offlane ban. Leoric, Blaze, Sonya is still very strong.
Especially with the latest buffs to her Whirlwind.
Yeah, absolutely.
See Sonya coming in. They instead go for the Aurak ban.
I'm not sure how much that's been played by their opponents. It hasn't actually at all, but I don't know how many seasons these teams have been playing for. Perhaps they have additional info, or just we don't want to play into Alarak, which is very reasonable. Offlane ETC here, together with an Ana. So a mage in the lost slots would make sense to me. There's a Gul'dan left, there's a Li Ming perhaps, although a bit less value on the Infernal Shrines in particular.
So in the meantime, we got betting set up. So if you think Houseoffail will win this, exclamation mark bet A or exclamation mark bet B if you think Trigger Newbies will be able to win this series.
Yeah, you can see it here in the middle of your screen. Ooh, the Mephisto, very spicy, and then Arthas to follow it up.
This Mephisto could actually be a denial pick. This Mephisto is a very good nano boost target, and on the side of Houseoffail, we just saw ETC Anna coming in. Could be nano boost, but who will be the
feeling Gul'dan?
Yeah, Gul'dan is definitely
it's the second mage choice for them, from what I can tell here. And it's gonna be Orphea actually.
Oh.
That's a lot more auto attack focused than a Gul'dan would be. Okay. I kind of keep forgetting Orphea is a thing, and here we see her here, the first Nexus hero ever created by the team, followed by Kira later on. How do you think that experiment actually went with those two heroes? Like, what do you think of them, and what do you think of this draft?
Looking at the draft so far on the side of the red team, but we got Newbies, we've got Aurel Valos already a strong lane, but we've got it paired with Mephisto who lacks wave, because you mainly have the Vala for the clear on the shrine, is Arthas on this whole, and also do not have a lot. On the side of Anu, we have someone who wants to go in, so they kind of want to bring the fight to their opponents, and they have time to clear the shrine. On the other side, we see ETC Johanna, so they have a lot of tanky front line to just bully their opponents away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Greyman in the back.
It's quite the chunky front line here as we move in to the first map of the day, with Houseoffail in the blue on the left, Wildfire on the Orphea, Elgos on ETC, Nereza playing Ana, Astroknaut playing Greymane, and Schmidty is on Johanna.
And to the right side, we've got Trigger Newbies, we've got Sky Sonic on the Oral Antil playing the Anubarak, Burger King on Val, Twisties on Mephisto, and last but not least, we've got the Mighty Beast. Really a strong hero on a mighty hero on our
That's certainly true. Alright, 5-man mid, ARAM all day, every day, or will we actually see the 1-4 rotation as we usually do here on Infernal?
It's like 5 mid for now.
Very tentative positioning here. Twist is going in for some poke on the Mephisto there. Not first blood, but first damage.
Side of the Newbies, you have Mephisto is stacking level 1 Q-Teller. The Arthas with the root, but he will go probably gonna stack them in the soul lane.
Yep, and here you see the ETC Arthas. Arthas just smoking ETC, doesn't care about any minions here. And a mana matchup there probably. Let's see how that one shakes out in the end. Neither side should kill the other. Anub goes in on Johanna here, but she has the iron skin. And in the bottom is now a 4-on-4 with a bunch of scrapping going on here. Wave player should be favoring the side of Houseoffail, giving the Johanna pick. The Vala Mephisto doesn't strike me as the best duo for clearing, although they get the mid wave now. No invade here as Greymane just smorks the camp as he does. And XP advantage so far for the team in red.
Yeah, Greymane had to start no inner beast up. It took a bit longer for the camp than he usually does. Goes in the camp now by triggered Newbies.
Yep. So both camps will just be pushing in middle there. Anub doing some scouting. Tanks battling and butting faces there in the bottom shrine position. And Greymane going again here for the shrine. This time with the Vorgen Beast attack speed going. And we'll see if they go for an invade. Will they be on time? And it was not the first target here either, so it will be a bit tough. Usually you would like to have your tank be the first person leaving a minion wave instead of him being the last one. So they are a bit late there on the bottom. They'll be able to clear this up. As this early game is, you know, it's an Infernal early game. Neither team here kind of wants to commit. They don't exactly have dive comps with, for example, like Kerrigan where you can go for picks. They are trying here though. Orphea in the middle. Nice stun. Good follow-up. She gets out with the Q. And put a lot of damage into her. You're gonna need a tap here on the wildfire. Nicely done. Heartstoning instead. Wise choice.
Side of the blue team, you see a lot of camp focus so far. Bruiser can also take now for the shrine to push it in. Greymane tries to go back because he needs mana.
Trigger Newbies seems to be a bit slower here on the map. They're gonna be the later team joining. See Vala Heartstoning here, and no 1/2 mana. So position goes to Houseoffail for now. As they move in here on the first round of the game. It's going to be a Mortar Punisher.
First 2 minutes secured for start of Houseoffail.
Yeah, big damage there into the Mephisto, still keeping on the poke. And halfway done on the shrine here already for Houseoffail. Good job, and Arthur's now moving in, trying to find a flank perhaps. Big root coming, going to the back line, hits one. And Demon Blue just focusing on the shrine, trying to peel away here. ETC falling low, one stun, is there more? Anna with the healing. And they're getting bodied off for now. Using the Vala Auriel combo here, a lot of sustain on the red side. Vala going in, double stun on Anub, gets slipped, gets power slid, a lot of damage onto him. And will they be able to pull them off? 2 more for the blue team. I think they have it, and the red team seems to agree. They are moving away here for the moment. Still no kills, 4 minutes into the game.
Punisher going over towards the team in blue, and now we see on the red side Trigger Newbies baiting the Punisher over the wall, or also hit this, and they have a safe position to defend it. On the other side we saw the side wall open, again it is able to walk with it, to be very annoying.
Punisher doing some shuffle there, I'm not sure what he was looking for. And they do get the bottom wall here as a result. Small XP lead now for Houseoffail.
No minions lost from both teams, or not a significant amount of minions lost. Pretty even in experience, you know, the advantage we have for this side of Houseoffail is are those structures in the bottom.
Yeah, totally true. Just looking like both teams kind of want their level 10s here. No big moves being made by either side. They seem content to just kind of sit about here. Oh, ETC with the flank though. It could be a bit of power slide. Looking for one here. Goes for the noob. Sleeps. And gets out. Finds a little stun there. And they will get him out. Greymane just happily doing a camp. And happy as can be. What do you think of the talent so far? Anything stick out?
Outside of Orphan, we see the Q build coming in with the stacking W on level 7, so her damage increases when she just goes into this minion wave. And are you going for a grenade build? No sleep there from her. I will denying the heal, is pretty strong with Oriel.
Yeah, it's actually a very good deny. If you can time that in between two heals and you know that you can have, like, you know your kill target, it's very significant. You can see that it's actually deny on the Newbie heal. So the Ana Auriel matchup will be an interesting one for sure.
We see less momentum coming out for Johanna on level 7. No, 80%.
Oh, Valamite been trouble in front noob. They are walking away though, sorry. A lot of action mid. You were saying blessed momentum?
Blessed momentum, so no subdue from Johanna, so no big slow. Not the 80% slow without decaying. Only 6 minutes of decay. But now we've got level 10 in for both teams.
Yep. And it is the Resurrect as expected. Cocoon, Rain of Vengeance. We have Endurance of Hate. The big root play there from Mephisto. Arthas is holding. Are they hoping for a Syndragosa value here on top if they bully off the shrine? Maybe.
Army of the Dead would be definitely very helpful. Yeah, here we go with the Army of the Dead. Because of the, if you just eat the Cursed Bullet, it was very squishy and then Greymane and Orpha can kill you. Especially as soon as Orpha gets enough, a few stacks in onto a level 7 quest.
Yeah, big root here from Arthas. Waddling in, takes the bullet as you said. And a nice healing deny. They get Arthas killed. Nice combo here. And oh my god, they're getting team wiped. One more. Oh, the full 4-man here. And Auriel Resurrect will not be enough. That's an amazing combo here coming out from Houseoffail. The power slide follow-up on the Orphea ult. Slowing them all. And just, wow, they got eaten alive here by the team in blue. Very good opening team fight to kind of make a statement in this game.
They have now a lot of space. Yeah, the heroes we see Craven, Belly and the mana left, their others have not still for a fight. Now we see Trigger and Newbies coming in and they still have all the ultimates. While we see on the other side, those shield back up in the 5th. Most others in like 20 seconds.
They're waiting for the slide here to get the hit on the noob. Oh, he goes in, but very low hit points. They punish the noob here going into deep. Durance follow-up, but there's really no damage here. Resurrect. They will try to save him. Nice condemn to time here. Another power slide. Anob is so weak. Cocoon again. He doesn't even get out with the Q. Another Orphea combo here. They hit the tank. He has Iceborne Fortitude though. Nice use of the that cooldown. And they are kind of bodying them here. The slide timings, the CC is so good out of Houseoffail.
That is how you play against the Resurrect. You say thanks for giving us another kill.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very well done there from Houseoffail, just punishing this Resurrect in the towers. A power slide and them from Johanna and Denise just very low, and look, there's the grenade, no healing from Auriel to help him.
Yeah. There's a lot of power in this draft, and they have been playing it so well so far for Houseoffail. They need a rallying fight here. They need something for triggered newbies. Let's hope they're not too triggered by this unfortunate mid-game, but they have some tools. They have the heroics back. They're gonna get level 13 soon. Arthas soaking mid, and John Cena knocking on the door.
Punisher again faded over the wall, well done. But we also already see the side wall open.
ETC on the power, on the heroic here. Oh, they go for a noob again! There's nothing that can save him here. He's taking so much damage from the Orphea and the Grey Mane here. It does with the root in the backline, but no real commitment. Oh, John Cena with the opening engage. A noob again, just annihilated there in the backline. Tries to get away. Unstoppable out. ETC falling pretty low. Does he have another slide? No, he does not. They get the counter kill here. They're looking for more. Arthas waddling into Johanna. Uses the army. And they want this kill here. Will they be able to get it? Curse bullet down. Johanna will fall. A noob finds out the Grey Mane here actually. Nice use of the battle barbs and the peel. Good sleeping dart here though. Neressa with the plays on Ana gets the teammate Grey Mane out.
What's a bit of an overstay coming out from the side of Houseoffail. Especially with the new spawn and the barrack. We got Newbies, we're just able to engage onto them.
Yeah, they were able to save him from the Resurrect this time, which seems like a dumb thing to say, but Resurrect actually gets proper value here for a fight, instead of serving up another kill like you said. And XP is now significantly more even. The comeback XP is real news, and they're now fairly a level ahead. Go ahead.
Bottom is defended, now we see the red team taking more camps. Trying to get the map control back into their favor, but on the other side we see Houseoffail. They got level 16 now.
Yep. They aren't looking to do much with it here. They want the mid XP. They have a camp pushing against them, so they don't really have the tempo opportunity to do this. It was a nice move overall by Triggered Newbies to kind of get them up in the favor, as you said, and be able to save a bit of time. You'll have a good chance here on the bottom shrine, which should be spawning momentarily, as both teams picking up the top shaman. Big power spike for Ariel here, and uses the Will of Heaven actually, extra auto attack speed for Vala with the Manticore, going for the giant killer effect, looking to punish the ETC and the Johanna. Ooh, sketchy rotation here, doesn't quite find time with that condemn. They'll be in a engage here, full 5-man scrap, they're not even fighting over anything, going in, slide away, Blossom Shield misses. That's an army, that's a big combo, doesn't do anything though. Oh, they find the backline. Oh, Orphea annihilated! Counter kill onto Arthas, that's the Ariel Resurrect value though. Arthas is coming, no? Cocoon interrupted Resurrect? Is that a thing? I could have sworn he was coming back.
Resurrect has a short channel time of 0.5 seconds. If you're interrupted there, it will put on a 10-second cooldown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I learn something every day. Great team fight though by Triggered Newbies here, turning this game back. And ooh, I like the counterplay here actually. With the Grey Mane, with an ETC, you can tank this forever. And you can probably get this keep. Mephisto's there though, they saw them coming. And he will put some damage in. It is actually
Mephisto.
Yeah, but it is actually enough to make them back off here. Good play again by Triggered Newbies. Houseoffail trying for a play. It does split off the team a bit here. But Vala and Noob were able to pick up the Frozen Punisher here in the bottom anyway. Is he looking for some XP mid? Not quite sure why he hasn't joined yet, but maybe they anticipate they won't be able to defend this anyway.
Or they're just giving up before, but it currently looks like.
Yeah.
To get the Punisher back into the keep again. Anti-wall.
Yeah. Given the mid game we just saw, like the kind of starting after level like 7 or so, and after the 10s, they have come back very nicely here for triggered newbies. Not triggered at all, obviously, here, as they just keep fighting, keep playing, and having a solid grip on this. Very even game so far, I would say. A bit back and forth. I know there. Fail doesn't quite hit. Big Blessed Shield though. Cocoon onto Johanna. Nice vault away from the Orphea ult. Oh my god, that's a big... Big dive in. Anub very low there. Goes down to the Greymane and Johanna. Arthas stuck in the backline. Another grenade to deny it. And fighting into this choke proves very costly for triggered newbies. Houseoffail with a great delay play here, getting the ETC huge value as he jumps in on that stage dive. Stealing some
the
camps.
anti-healing grenades on those on Arthas and Anu are on point from and in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a good pick for them, and it has been difficult for triggered newbies to get to her. You've seen Durance of Hate hit her twice, but the follow-up damage just isn't there. A noob diving alone will just die, and he doesn't have the normal dive body in something like a Greymane or a Genji or whatever else it may be, like a Sarah tool, for example. He is a bit exposed. Arthas doesn't have the same speed of engage that he does. 20 is picked up here for Houseoffail, pushing down mid. They're gonna get this middle forge and further skew the map in their favor. Trigger newbies, looking for the 20s. They found an ETC, they found the Johanna. Good job of zoning here. And they are able to steal away this Brewster camp on the enemy side of the map.
We've got level 20 in for triggered newbie.
I
Feel
am.
the focus out from Aurel as she sees that the resurrect is not enough and the healing, so she needs the shield because it cannot be denied by a good Ana grenade.
Is ETC planning to int the one-time int on Deathmosh and it wins a game? It only works once. We'll see how that turns out. Anoop tries to go for Orphea here, but she dodges away. As we have a... We don't know what kind of Punisher that is yet, but it is certainly spawning it up. ETC soaking that way bottom, trying to get the catapults pushing in their favor. Alright, there we go. Level 20 versus level 21. Houseoffail holding off with ETC joining here. Vala jumps away, they go for the Anoop again. Tries to get the healing, but there isn't there. So much committed though, Resurrect coming out. That's a huge combo here from the Mephisto. ETC goes down, so does the Greymane. That's the Deathmosh though. Will they be able to counter commit? One down, looking for more. Anoop burrows away. Very low here on hit points. That's a 2 for 1 so far. Another combo. They're looking at the Ana here. Arthas in the backline. So much damage though. I don't even know who's doing this, but someone's wrecking this team. Ana again. Vala trying her best. Aura Boreal. You heard what I said. It's fine. I don't know who's winning. Oh, Iron Skin. Vala. It's so close.
Now backs off 1v1 and is Orphea going to...
Yeah. The healing timing there. We see so many bodies littering the field as Houseoffail barely comes out on top here in this very scrappy team fight. Back and forth and back and forth. The resurrect value and then combos on top of combos and then combos on top of combos on combos. And then a la Vauriel combo, you know, the classic one. It's all fine. Hey. Good win here for for Houseoffail. And they're not threatening top keep. It's probably gonna die. So defending the core is a top priority here for Houseoffail. Trigger newbies, excuse me.
Yeah, 156 stacks on her 7 quest.
That's a
The
lot of damage.
base damage is close to 700, and she already got a bit more than 300 bonus damage with this quest.
Yeah, it's 670 damage now, as it looks. If this is a correct tooltip, so you know, enjoy that.
Did Vala try to interrupt the dev mosh? I don't know, I didn't see it. Here we saw Houseoffail waiting for their team to respawn for the camps to be taken for taking the objective.
Yeah, good move here. Like, even if they can't end on core, these lanes will, like, they will threaten the other keeps here. So anything you can do to kind of hold this team on top should be pretty good for you, actually.
Keep should definitely fall here, especially with the camp fighters. Here we see Devon more coming in stage dive as well. There's the root from Mephisto though. Argentina jumping onto Arthas. Arthas taking a lot of damage, but so is Aura going down. The Resurrect coming in now. Cocoon onto ETC in the
Big
meantime.
Q here, and counter engages in. Vala dodges again with the speedy walking. ETC is gonna die on purpose. That much again. Vala down. So goes Mephisto. They have 2 tanks and a healer. Will they be able to defend this? It's gonna be tough. Punisher is still healthy. They have a Greymane. He's jumping onto the noob here. John Cena goes for it. Arthur's down. So goes Auriel, I think. And down she goes. Very good finish here by Houseoffail. And jeez, that's scary team fighting coming out of them.
His last fight again, like a very good start with a good condemn into the Orphe damage, but then also later on when ETC was Orphe has her stuff back up, I can go in now and dies for the death mosh.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, Deathmosh felt like it got the same sort of value that the Resurrect did in a way. Like, you get another hero after death. Like, you get a final effect out of them. So that's what it seemed like, at least. I wouldn't say that this is like you pick you pick ETC Deathmosh as the counter to our real Resurrect, but I think they handled playing into Resurrect very well for Houseoffail and triggered Newbies. A noob felt a bit squishy for them as a frontliner. He often just blew up into like a CC chain, so I'm not sure. He was severely like threatened by this draft, a lot of other attackers, so
it's a problem of a noob. He is a very good tank in terms of engaging, going into the team, forcing the opponents to fight with the cocoon. So in return, he's very squishy. This is what we saw coming out from Houseoffail. They just waited for the Anub engage and then punished him for going in. On this side of Newbies, we did not see a lot which were able to go in with Anub. Mephisto was able to throw in his root, but Vala is too squishy to just walk in there because Orphe had too much damage to just blow her up, especially to go with Greymane. It was mainly just the Anub in, and Arthas, he walked in, but it's just walking in from him. He could not do more.
No, it is kind of tough to like engaging as Arthas is just walking at them. That's kind of what he does. He wades into combat, and usually you hope it's enough. But I really like this team fighting. Just the spectacle we saw here in this game was very entertaining, and I hope you all enjoyed that at home as well.
So good. Now we have triggered Newbies have to decide between map pick or first pick. And they decided to go for the map pick, and they took us to Tomb of Spider Queen.
Alright, so wave clear, wave clear, wave clear. It's really important, and I think you kind of want it on your tank with how this, like, That's what it feels right now. If you're tank and wave clear, you're in such a good shape, which makes Johanna super prioritized. But I want to talk about Blaze as a main tank specifically. I think he's not underrated, but if you can run him as your main tank, it can mess up a lot of drafting from your opponents because he's so tanky. I think he has the third highest health pool in the game, which is kind of absurd.
I think the thing with Blaze as a main tank is that he's good in draft. Like when you pick the Blaze as the main tank for the draft, the opponents do not know, is he now the main tank or is he the solo lane?
Yeah, it's probably the only pick you can do that with. Maybe Ethereal, but I don't think you have him as your... Like, there are some draft... You can do this with ETC too, but he doesn't... like, he hides... If you pick ETC, you hide that you want him to offline. If you pick Blaze, you kind of hide that you want him to main tank in a way. That's at least how I see it. And I think he's quite good at this map. He has vision control. He has great engage. If you... like, you can deny every knockback you want if you play new habits. So like normal ETC peel, Diablo peel, like it just doesn't work because you're unstoppable and you will hit your target as long as they're in the oil. And I think he's quite good. We'll see if they play him at all, but I just feel like he deserves some respect as a main tank.
That's true. Arthas can also be solo lane or main tank. I mean, there are definitely a few heroes.
Yeah,
For example, Morganis is the same. You can also put Morganis into the solo lane. So he's strong as a main tank. Same goes for Johanna. So there are really a lot of heroes. Just don't think about most of them because they're kind of niche. For example, Mur in solo lane is also a thing.
Yes, if you're playing into crap wave clear, you can play a Murden, for example. But yeah, like ETC and Blaze also just offers them enough wave clear that they can hold that spot. Same for Arthas, to be fair. I don't necessarily see him as much as a main tank, although he can fill that role. Flexibility in draft gives you a lot. That is true.
Talking about draft, the next map is Newbies Spider Queen. We're about to jump into the draft as both teams are ready to go for it.
Alright. Here we are then. Tomb of the Spider Queen, map 2 between Houseoffail and Triggered Newbies. I think they prioritized Johanna highly. She's good. She has always been the best tank on this map ever since she was created, or this map was created. I don't actually know what came first, but it has been the tank to pick.
Came first.
Yeah.
Not sure there.
I don't actually know. Someone tell us in Twitch chat. What came first, Johanna or Tomb of the Spider Queen? It doesn't have the same catchiness as the spider or the egg, but you know, it's fine. I'll remove here from the first big team, Houseoffail. It's a pretty annoying hero to play against. The combo potential into like any overextended frontliner or backliner, they might just die if you step too far. And he offers a lot of threat into a frontliner in particular.
Show on the solo lane offer either not a lot of damage or no wave clear. That's wrong. Like Murden with Perfect Storm into the next queue is a lot of damage. Morganis himself also does a lot of damage. Johanna is not on the solo lane for damage, but gives wave clear. Morganis has wave clear as well. Johanna offers her stuns. But yeah, back to the draft, we got triggered new by spinning the Deathwing. Varen is removed now next from Houseoffail, which is a very interesting ban.
I think it's something like, if you see a pick that's successful from your opponents and you don't play into it often, I don't necessarily mind just banning that. Like, if you have, I don't know, a one-trick Valera on an opposing team, I would just ban that on principle almost, because it's really annoying to play into a Valera, and if it's a good Valera, then you need to shape your whole draft around not dying to her, and even then it might still not work. So you offer yourself more flexibility, I think, by not just allowing it through it all.
got the first pick, Jan, of course, coming in, and on the other side we see the answer with Greyman Garage.
Would you
Greyman
go
Garage is a
for?
very nice combo.
Yeah, it's quite strong for sure. Any taunt target and curse bullet, you probably kill them. Do you take Jaina now to like disable the garage, get some slow in? Oh, they take the
No.
Mephisto here actually. And Anna once again. It was very good last game, so why not? Also, curiously here, the Aurel gets banned by Trigger Newbies, so you used it last time, but they don't have first pick, so I guess you can't get it, then no one gets it.
Yeah.
So Anna Mephisto, Nano Boost, that seems pretty powerful.
The problem though is their main wave clear is Johanna now. Mephisto
Yeah.
lacks a lot of wave clear, so if you get something in, you usually want to have something second damage hitter with some wave clear. You also don't want to have a mage like Kalphos or so as you already have Mephisto. Probably, I would guess Sylvanas or a Phoenix would fit their draft
Yeah,
perfect.
a Sylvanas sounds
is
pretty
fun.
good to me. Certainly. I could actually see Orphea again. She has a little bit of extra wave clear. Like, if you condemn something and then you can chomp it, they liked stacking that quest. They might do it again. As an example, Jaina here together with the Garrosh and Greymane, very bursty damage, and then an Anduin for that big grip to get people out of trouble. And,
With betting set up against Expedition Mark Bet A, if you think Houseoffail will carry on the momentum from the last game and win this one as well, or Expedition Mark Bet B, if you think Sugar Newbies will come back in this series in this game number 2. Yeah, Garrosh Endon is really nice combo as well, like Taunt into Light Bomb. Jaina Kramer providing a lot of burst as follow up into Garrosh. I don't think Anna can really handle this.
The burst healing will be tough. That's certainly true. Another ETC Johanna lineup for them. Wonder if you would play something like I just want to play Leoric on this map every time, but he has just been outbodied by people who deal more damage than him in the offlane. He still trades really well, but it's kind of risky. It's going to be Arthas once again here, actually. Yeah.
I would have honestly expected something along the sides of a Leoric or a Blaze just to get more wave clear, because on the lineup of Houseoffail so far, we see with the ETC soul lane, we don't see a lot of wave clear in the soul lane, and also with Reina Johanna being the main wave clear in the format, they really lack wave clear. So if Trigger Newbies are getting web weavers and able to push with them, there's not a lot Houseoffail can do against it.
Yeah, that's true. They are sacrificing a lot of like wave clear power for crowd control, I think. Jimmy himself, he's the best lane minion there ever was, so he'll just keep shooting Garrosh, I suppose, and it is a way to keep him away. Like the Jimmy Q sort of works like a Jaina Q would. Like, you will slow him down, you will make his engage tougher, and same for the Hana Dart.
Fun fact: Tomb of the Spider Queen was released on the 24th of March 2015, and Johanna was released on the 2nd of June 2015. They created Tomb of the Spider Queen with already Johanna in their minds.
Yes, certainly. Do you want to bet they playtested Johanna on Tomb before they released both? It seems likely to me in any case. So pretty cool drafts here. A bit low on wave clear again on Houseoffail. We mentioned it. Triggered Newbies with the Jaina, with the Greymane. Garrosh doesn't give any, but you have Blizzard, you have Cone of Cold. It does kind of ruin your kill pressure when you use it for wave clear. So that is something to keep in mind.
Connected, so I'm gonna throw in a short pause.
Unlucky, no one has any chance to pick talents. Can't even talk about that. We don't actually have every player loaded in, but we will soon enough. I'm gonna go back here on the big screen. Hopefully you got all your bets in there from the chat. I see about half and half for bet A, bet B. And it is straight up half and half here. So we'll see who wins this coin flip. Triggered Newbies, clearly they want to win. If they do, they position themselves pretty well for the remainder of the season, although both teams have been doing quite well. Starting 3-0, that's no small feat. And if you can take it up to the fourth, then obviously it's so much better. Who do you like better here for this draft? Who do you think has the better chance?
I mean, on the side of Triggered Newbies, we see definitely a better wave clear with Jaina, Gray. But on the other side, we really see again a very team-heavy draft from Houseoffail. And if they're able to go for it, getting those good team fights in, they will be just ahead in the game due to winning team fights. And then Triggered Newbies really have a hard time winning just due to wave clear.
Do you think they picked the Anduin to save their tanks from this blow up from Houseoffail? Is that why he was chosen over something like a Rhaegar who also gets a cleanse and has Ancestral, but not the like movement part? So that just hit me actually. Is that a like reaction in draft to kind of help with this blow up problem?
Put the player back in the game. Keep on.
All right. So once again, in the blue on the left, it's Houseoffail. Elgos is on the ETC, Wildfire on Mephisto, Schmidi again on Johanna. They're hiding that name there, so Anna is played by someone. That would be Nerissa, and Astroknaut in the bottom on Jimmy, actually, holding the bottom lane, it seems.
And on the right side, we've got Triggered Newbies, Sky Sonic on Anduin, Mighty Beast on Arthur, Twisties on Grey, Main Unskill on Garage, and last but not least, it's Burger King on Jaina.
Yeah, it's gonna be Jimmy offlane actually. Curious choice, but into Arthas, I can kind of get it there. Slide onto the Grey Main. Like a ranged assassin into an offlaner who doesn't clear super quickly. It's actually kind of a legit way to play this. Can you just kind of shoot him instead? Slide away here from ETC in the middle.
Especially, the thing though is, if Arthur is able to get onto Reyna, Reyna has actually no chance.
Yeah.
To do his own attack slow and movement speed slow, he cannot really run away.
But Jimmy's still tanky enough to just kind of trade on him. Like, look at this already. Mighty Beast has to tap. Astroknaut on the Jimmy, he lost some mana, but that's fine. So, and Mighty Beast just used the root to hit him and then walked away. He wasn't actually trying to trade there, so going for the aggressive clear, but not actually trading on Jimmy. So we'll see how that shakes out in the bottom there over time. Maybe there might be a random death and we have a T-Tours moment. But for the moment, the Johanna team is leading here on wave clear. With an extra ETC in the rotation just apparently, which kind of throw a wrench in people's plans, I would say. They go in here, big slide from ETC though, great peel again, big grenade. Get the flip on Johanna, another root as well, but can't follow up with even more damage there.
But one thing which really makes it hard for Arthur is that we see veteran marksman from Jimmy, so the longer he exposes himself to Jimmy, Jimmy gets more stacked.
Yep.
And then can kill him easier. Good throw onto Garrett under ETC, there's also the Blizzard.
Oh, good boop. And the tanks peeling for each other. Good job here, getting him out. After a nice flip. And wave clear now, slightly ahead for team in red. Jenny goes to middle, both teams just lost a bunch of minions, but it's fine, it was equal. More damage here onto the ETC. That should have slide. There he is.
And meanwhile, turning in.
Yeah, poor Arthas here in the bottom lane, he's just getting destroyed. Playing for the stacks and probably just has to Hearthstone here. Now the Death Coil gets the globe, gets his XP, but Jimmy. This is Jimmy. Gotta respect him. looking rough there on bottom, but on the rest of the map, the double front line for Houseoffail doing a lot of work. Garrosh can't really step up and do much about this, so they just have to bide their time. Oh, ETC paying a little bit. Gets it barely here with Garrosh now. Kind of exposed. A lot of damage into ETC though. Big heal. And trying to get him. Greymane goes for it. One more. Ana with the healing though.
You are not firing in from the side.
Ooh. Greymane wanted it really bad here, but couldn't quite get it. Stays a bit too close to the rest of the team and gets punished for it. Early game is looking better for Houseoffail, but I do wonder who will have like the level 10 game, for example. Like who's the rook to like better here? The taunt combo, probably with Curse Bullet, or the Nano Mephisto. Could both be pretty spicy.
That Garrosh has to throw the ETC there. He has to be much more careful at level 10 because then I can just press the Iron Skin. Talking about Jaina, she's dropping low right now, Greymane in her face as well. 500 HP, but there's the Iron Skin, so she stays alive.
Yeah, Twisters have been doing a lot of stutter stepping work here, and he keeps away from all the ETC flips, and Blind isn't actually heading towards him, so it's been able to do a lot of damage onto the tanks there. But Ana can kind of match more or less the hit damage output of one assassin, at least enough. And now payments are being made. Johanna gets the 2-win needed, and they have the first web weaver of the game. Goes to Houseoffail. Triggered Newbies on the defense.
The problem Triggered Newbies could have, they just lose all team fights, and they cannot turn in. They cannot take too much value out of their opponent having no win.
Oh, Arthur's looking for something in the bottom here, but turns around, doesn't commit for it. Jimmy had the E down and everything. Could have been a chance there to maybe do some more work, but not this day. Mid uncontested with a big push here on top line.
Throw against Jaina over the wall, but he's not able to drop the Iron Skin. And should go fine now, yeah. Bit of a damage rate, especially Garrosh dropping low there. We also see Arthas going for a Q-Build so far with Death Lord and Immortal Coil.
Oh, Garrosh dies there off camera, sorry about that. With the push coming in, they were able to deal enough damage into the tanky boy, and down he went. I'm too intrigued by this duel in the bottom with Jimmy and Arthas. I can't help it. It's something about morbid curiosity, I think.
It's the usual thing for a solo mate to look at this on the solo lane in the cast.
Yeah, that's fair, but I think I've been doing it a bit too much. Alright, Arthas tries to get this pay in. That's a lot of gems paid, and Greymane going for the same here. Ana with the sleep dart a bit far away here. Nice juke though. And they are not able to get the pay here in this instance. Garrosh flips Johanna away, and it looks like a disengage for the time being.
You also don't miss too many experience for Houseoffail to get level 10 in.
Teammates here tied up with a lot of people in the bottom point. Greymane goes and sneaks a pay there in the top instead. And level 10s should be here for both teams as the second web weaver of the game arrives on the battlefield. Ooh, Greymane and Garrosh in a bit of trouble. That's a mosh. That's a nice cleanse though here from Anduin. Uses the trait and gets him out. And now they go for the counter kill. ETC destroyed here with Cursed Bullet and the taunt. Had his kid down after the mosh pit there that was denied. And a really good kill here for Triggered Newbies.
It was 3 ultimates committed for Greymane just to get pulled out by Anduin.
Yeah, a cleanse that grips you away is pretty good. A light bomb here though, but the communication is not quite there. It does miss here. And I'm doing kind of low, but not threatened there. But we were pushing into middle, doing more or less the same damage that the blue teams did here earlier. Gets most of it down though, actually. And it's a very even game here. Arthas goes for the Jimmy, gets knocked back. Oh, here's a waddling Garrosh in. Another round down here, a nice flip away. And good rotation here by Triggered Newbies. Gets the Jimmy, the nice 15 gems or so. And Greymin now starting the camp here immediately.
Apparently Greymin can do this camp easily, very fast.
Yeah, the Garrosh gives you extra safety. I don't particularly mind that. They are wanting to pay in here. They will have enough with Jaina getting those 3. And they are just trying to get their second one here. ETC not quite there on time to deny the Jaina. If it had been a Johanna instead, you can use the flashlight, but alas, that was not the case. 12 to 1 level, very even. And pushing the top here, ETC gets flipped again. Juki as he has not been able to get away from these flips.
That's the thing, one of...
Oh, this shield misses in the counter engage.
There's the army.
Yeah,
from
running it
Arthur.
down. It's a slow run down here. I'm a bit surprised. I would have expected them to go harder here when they saw Blizzard Shield miss. But they are pushing here on top. Both Wind and Bottom will fall here with the Web Weaver damage. And they are holding the rest here. Garrosh waddling forward, gets the Q in. Unstoppable, gets Johanna. Taunted, Cursed Bullet, trying to get the kill. Oh, tank for tank there. And a lot of gems. Mephisto gets to pick them up, barely.
Top forward goes down, but so does mid and bottom. Second wave 4 Triggered Newbies takes on all 4s.
Oh, the clip of the Brute actually, nice peel though. ETC Juki as always. The big damage here from Mephisto, so much damage! Huge healing deny as well, but Anduin gets them out barely on time. Oh my god, that was risky. That could have spelled disaster.
Would have been a bit more damage from the side of Houseoffail, would have been 3 kills.
Yeah, they were all like below a 500 hit points, it felt like here. Triggered Newbies getting away by the skin of their teeth. Probably thanking their lucky star or whatever deity they choose to pay tribute to. Still a very even game here. And a lot of gems remains on the side of Houseoffail. Triggered Newbies trying to deny any payment. Oh, they go in here. The Garrosh Arthas combo. If you find a route, that person is severely at risk, and they have been using it so far to pretty good effect. NPC looking for something there on the angle. Sneaky, sneaky. Mephisto pulls some aggro, trying to clear the wave. As you said, they are kind of suffering for that right now. Johanna is not stepping up to clear this, and Triggered Newbies kind of just walk away, get their own XP, and now start posing on the map again, I would assume. Paying in what they have, and Houseoffail hoping to do the same. Oh, big root, big slide! That's so much damage! Graham is the only one outside in Mosh Pit. They're gonna get 3, or they're gonna get more. That's the 4th. Grayman gets away by the skin of his teeth this time. And another huge win here. With the pay as well. Big combo, big damage. Mephisto opens and ETC follows. Really good combo here by Houseoffail.
As the Triggered Newbies walked into a small joke point. And then the Mephisto.
It's a very small choke point. Ay, ay, ay.
Just have a wave. Oh, top lane we see Rainer again. Hey main.
Oh.
Main wants to go for it. No, he now turns around. Mid and bottom fort went down to the web weaver's top fort still standing. Though it looks like it will be defended though.
Yeah, they will just save top. Maybe it needs to do a drive middle while the bottom lane here now is being pressured by Houseoffail. ETC holding the flank from any Arthas shenanigans. Goes for the Q here. Blizzard's down, so moment to engage perhaps. With misses. Plus shield goes out. Oh, that's so much damage into the front line. Anduin needs to pull them out. Maybe. Is it gonna be enough? They both actually live. As ETC is in danger, so is the Mephisto here. Arthas walks away. Very low again. And no one actually dies here. What? I was sure that both the frontliners would have been dead here from the triggered newbies, but Anduin gets them out together with their own self-sustain. Deathcoil Arthas and Garrosh with his W. That's a lot of healing apparently. And yeah, they live.
Yes!
That was unexpected.
Me! It's again a little bit of damage missing for Houseoffail.
Yeah, apparently so. Oh, Jaina gets griefed by the boss down there. Will they see it on time? They know something's up. This is gonna be sketchy. They might be able to get it on time. Can they get them away? ETC with the slide in. Jaina has the point. And the root. Oh, so much damage into ETC. It goes in! Mosh pit is gonna go down. Oh.
Boss down! Definitely there if Raven would have done position.
Kraven and Jimmy taunt here onto the Johanna. Looking for more. Garrosh goes down. That's the damage they needed. Schmitty onto Johanna here. Arthas walking away. Doesn't have the healing. 3 for 1. And the boss goes to triggered newbies, but at a high cost. Trading it for Webweaver turn-ins. They're going here to bottom to clear out the Siege Giant. Greymane might be able to save this if he can stop them from moving. Although the Webweaver will go forward, so bottom keep will actually be okay. And for their pay and their troubles, they get to be a level ahead after killing most of their opponent. Houseoffail here pushing up top. Probably gonna claim this fort and maybe tries for something in middle with the remaining Webweaver. These are some spicy fights.
I'm not going to fall here. There's also still a mini wave in for the triggered new but for Houseoffail. We're gonna see Jaina being able to clear it very fast. The Blizzard should be up too.
Oh, only one this time, and the nice deny from Anduin. It's easy to save only one target apparently. Nice ice block from Jaina. It's not enough though. Mephisto and the Blessed Shield gets her in the end. Very low health points here for the team in red. With Houseoffail pressuring down top lane. They have a couple of minions. And they are looking for top keep right now.
Keep is going to fall, but there's not much more Houseoffail should do right now. So they decide to fall back and wait for low 20 as they're very close to it.
Mephisto is starting to hurt here. And the layering on these team fights is so good because they use a heroic, they use a cleanse, and then they there's more CC, and then there's counter engages, and just fun to watch as these two teams duke it out. Camping stolen with level 20 advantage. Arthas gets some more root stacks in, although I'm pretty sure he's done already. And middle now, under assault. Full team back though. Jaina on the mount. Looking for something with Greymane on top. It's gonna be tough to clear this and defend this. See if they can. That's the Mephisto ult down. But Keep is falling here very quickly. And I don't think they have much to say about this. Looking for something here perhaps. Mighty Beast walks away again. And they only have the one remaining Keep.
Went down, there's the army and the curse followed in. Lot of damage onto this ETC, doesn't have health, but they decide to retreat for that. But there's another boost. Mr. going in for the damage. Power slide as well.
Oh, the taunt interrupt, Death Mosh again. Oh my god, Garrosh unstoppable away from the Anduin, but Mephisto gets him anyway. Trades 1 for 1 with Jimmy here. Greymane gets the kill in the backline. And they defend their life in this game. They have their 20s, but it was a heavy cost. They did actually trade evenly with in a team fight when they didn't have level 20, which is very impressive. Triggered Newbies here playing a great defense, while Houseoffail pressed the advantage with their 20s. They get the top keep, they get the middle one, and the map is now heavily in their favor here, looking to do some more with giants pushing in the bottom.
It was very played by Garrosh there. Pressed in the middle before he got power slide, and then he taunts him right as the marsh goes in, and he's still unstoppable.
Yeah, that was a very impressive play.
The marsh goes into full cooldown and not only short cooldown.
They have the unknown to pull him away.
You can see on level 20 the Equip of Fate for Annuin, so you get 2 Leap of Fates.
Yeah, so that's now a great trade for them actually. Mephisto ult, 50 seconds, the grip is 1 minute I believe, but now you can actually do this again. Both teams kind of posing, and with the heavy push against them, Triggered Newbies has not much choice except just kind of accept you're stuck on your side of the map. They're actually not going to kill these giants, they're going to look for something instead. Greymane goes forward first. Kind of risky. Arthas making his pay in the bottom. Will it be enough? I think so. Arthas gets the pay. And how will they play this now? What's your play as Triggered Newbies? Do you go for the bottom push? Do you go for top? Like, what lane would you try for here? Probably boss lane?
Bottom web will spawn very far backward, but so did mid and top.
Yeah, it will be tough here.
Web Wave does for Triggered Newbies is pushing out the lanes.
They are pushing them away from this Weaver though, so it's not completely defended. Yeah, Arthas...
with some mid already going half health.
Greymane is so ham here, in front of both the Garrosh and the Arthas actually. Twistis doesn't give a damn. He wants some value. It will be tough for them to get it though. Root misses. And Durance is out as well. Seem to be pushing here in the top while they see the team defending mid. Gets the wall perhaps. Barely doesn't, unlucky. Alright. Smack it once. You know you can do it. Oh, the army to push in. Very aggressive here. They see Jim in the bottom. So they want to go for something here. Blizzard is down. And looking for a Blizzard Shield perhaps. Mosh Pit. Bullet goes on the ETC. Bit of a poking fight. They have the Jimmy now in the back. And they get third of the hit points of the keeper, so. But that's all. Oh, big engage here. Blizzard Shield combo. Taunt as a counter engage, but they get 2 kills here. Good play from Houseoffail. Will they get more? Looking for the Jane in the back. Magic Beast on the Arthas. Will probably get run down. There's a Garrosh here trying to defend his Jaina. Looking for an ETC kill. Oh, the Mosh Pit here will get the kill confirmed. Jaina doesn't get the mount. And this team will probably be able to chase her down. As long as someone mounts up. Nah, that's underrated. Burger King doing her best. Oh, okay, ETC is on the mount here. He's gonna cut the retreat. And down she goes. And game goes to Houseoffail. Very well played here for the last team fight. Some really impressive combos. And a super entertaining game, I would say.
This last team fight was very well played by Houseoffail.
Here we have them, the winning team. GG. Whew. That was a spicy one.
Definitely was. In this game number 2, Triggered Newbies started to stand up against Houseoffail in those team fights.
Yeah, they had some good fights. They got some picks with Garrosh, but in the end, they could not quite stand up to the kind of combo potential that came out of Houseoffail. Actually, the Mephisto root ult, it always it demanded something every time, and the cooldown was low enough that they could just keep trying until something stuck. And yeah, try enough times and you'll get something eventually. That's the lesson from this game. Houseoffail now on a 4-0 score in Division 3. Tricky Newbies goes to 3-1. Still a good performance from them, I would say, but yeah, they lost, outplayed, not by that much, but condolences to them, and congrats to Houseoffail.
Houseoffail really drafted for the team fight, especially in this game number 2. They drafted bad anyway, on 2 moves to Spider Queen. And with those team fight drafts, they really were able to force Trigger Newbies to team fight them, and then they just won due to the draft being heavily focused onto those team fights.
Yeah, there is something to that. I don't know why this is on my screen right now. Let's get rid of that. Boop. Everything's fine. Yeah, they did. Like the Jimmy offlane worked out just fine for them because it was never. Sometimes you need to help your offlaner, is what I want to say here. Arthas was getting bullied the whole time, and while he can hold the lane, the reason why you don't have a ranged assassin in the lane normally is because they're gankable. If you make Jimmy juice the Q and he doesn't have the trait, he will die to almost anything that joins that lane. But they were never really able to do so, or they didn't prioritize doing so. Also, neither team took the bruiser camp before level 10, I think. It was just never a thing that people seemed to care about. So the lack of pressure on Jimmy, I think, kind of hurt the early game from Triggered Newbies, because ostensibly you would take the Arthas to beat the ETC, but that wasn't a thing. You had them in the 4-man instead, and it wasn't adapted to in the game, I think.
I think just if Arthas would have alone been a bit more aggressive onto the Jimmy when he got those roots, I think it would have helped him a lot already.
Yeah, perhaps. And again, how often do you meet Jimmy in the offlane, do you? You don't, that doesn't happen that often. Yeah. We all learn, we all live, and sadly for this evening, we are done. Thank you very much, Samuel, for joining me. I had a great time casting. Any info, any shout out, any stuff you want to say here before we wrap up?
Thanks to both teams for those great games. Even though Trigger Newbies lost 0-2, they really brought up a good fight. Thanks for everybody for watching, and thank you for you hosting tonight.
Oh, my pleasure. I hope you all enjoyed it there at home, and I hope to do more casting, basically. So you might see me more on this channel. Who knows? I'm gonna be casting tomorrow together with Aviator. We have a Division 6 game lined up, I believe. That should be a good time. That's the Monday Madness matchup. Something I don't exactly know what the tagline is, but
Mega Monday matchup.
there you go. Karis has been pushing for that for a couple of weeks here, and we're gonna be the casters tomorrow. So have a good night. I hope your Monday isn't too stressful, and have a good evening. Bye bye.
Bye.